Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my kitchen. So today we are making Banga stew, also known as Ofe Akwu. This is a recipe I love so much and I only make it during the festive period, yes, because it is special. And also I get tired of eating jollof rice and fried rice, during Christmas. So when I'm looking for a different taste in my mouth, this delicious stew always takes care of that, yes. If you are new to my channel, you're very welcome here. Feel free to subscribe and enjoy today's video. Alright guys, let's start cooking. Let me introduce you guys to the ingredients and then we can start cooking. For Banga stew, you'll be needing some Banga or Banga sauce, or as we call it, palm nut concentrate, yes. And these ones in a can are a good alternative to the fresh palm nuts. Here is my meat. I'll be using some beef and some hard chicken. I love the combination of both flavors and I actually don't mind all the deliciousness in my mouth. I have one dried catfish, some grilled mackerel fish. This actually just came out from the oven. One large red onions, some fresh tomato. Tomato is actually an optional ingredient in Banga stew, but I love the flavor and the color that it adds. I have 2 habanero peppers, some ground crayfish and a locust beans. This is some African nutmeg, also known as calabash nutmeg or ehuru in Igbo. This is a very important ingredient in making your Banga stew. It adds a very unique and amazing taste. Of course, I have some beef seasoning, I have my chicken seasoning powder, I have my salt. Lastly, I'll be using 2 vegetables for this recipe, some spinach and some basil leaf. Now, basil leaf to me is the closest to scent leaf. It has almost the same taste and scent or aroma. And if you can't find basil leaf, you can use some curry leaves. Those are also a very good alternative. I'll start with cooking my meat. I'm going to season it with some salt, some beef seasoning cube, and some onions. This is half of the onions that I showed earlier. I'll just stir all that together to make sure the spices and seasoning penetrates very well into the meat. That is very important. And after that, I will add some water, just enough water to cook the meat. So I'll let this cook for about 20 minutes. And after 20 minutes, my meat is done. So I'm going to transfer this into the oven for broiling. I don't like eating meat that is just boiled, I find it almost impossible to eat my meat like that. I like for it to have that brown color so that it looks like it's a little bit fried or grilled or boiled, I like for it to get into the oven at least for 10 minutes. So while the meat is broiling, I'll go on to prepare the other ingredients. This is my palm nut concentrate and you guys can see it comes very thick. So I like to put it in a pot and pour some hot water to dissolve it. I'm very careful with how much water I use in dissolving the palm nut concentrate because I don't want my soup to come out too watery or too liquidy, and I also don't want it to be too thick, yes. So I just try to add the water in bit by bit, and then I'm going to continue stirring until every lump has fully dissolved. This palm nut concentrate comes with a lot of sandy residue underneath it, yes. So by the time I'm done dissolving everything and transferring it into another pot, you guys are going to see what I'm talking about. I will also soak my catfish in some hot water. This would help me to easily debone it and it will also get rid of all that dirt inside. I'm going to blend these 4 ingredients together: my crayfish, my locust beans, my African nutmeg, and my peppers. I'll put all these ingredients together and blend them at once. By the way, I have broken off the shell or the skin of the African nutmeg. You don't want that thing in your soup, trust me. I will also chop my tomato. I love to cut my tomato very chunky for this recipe. So you can roughly blend the tomato or you can just cut them into big chunks like this. And lastly, I will chop my vegetables. You can actually use your hands to just gently shred them if you like. The next step is to pour in my palm nut juice or sauce into the meat stock. This is the meat stock from earlier. So I'm going to pour it in, but I want you guys to watch something. This is what I talked about earlier. You guys can see that black thing that's just sitting under of the pot. That's a lot of sand right there, and you don't want that in your stew. So I'm going to get rid of it, and I'll cover my pot and let this palm nut sauce cook for about 20 minutes. You guys, this is looking so good already, and it's also beginning to thicken up, which is a good thing. So at this point, I'm going to start introducing the other ingredients. First, I'm going to pour in my tomato and then my onions. I'm also going to add my blended crayfish, locust beans, pepper, and nutmeg calabash. And of course, I'll add my chicken seasoning powder. I'm going to add 2 of that, and also I'll add just a teaspoon of salt. And I'll stir all that together, cover it again, and let it cook for another 10 minutes. So you want those ingredients to cook very well with the palm nuts. You want the flavor from the tomatoes and onions and the crayfish and all the ingredients you just added in to cook and merge in very well with the palm nut. So that's why I'm going to leave this for another 10 minutes. And this is 10 minutes later. You guys can see. Look at the way the palm oil is popping and floating on top. So at this point, I'm going to add the final ingredient, which is my meat. I'm also going to add my fish and my vegetables. And from this point on, I'm cooking on medium to low heat because the stew is almost 99%, or actually it's 99% done. So I just need a little bit of heat to finish up the cooking. So yeah, I'm going to just stir this and then I will leave it on to simmer on the stove. But you guys, I am just loving the way this stew is looking right now. So I decided to add some water, just a little bit of water, because the stew was getting very thick and I love my stew to be more liquidy than thick. So yeah, I'm going to cover it halfway and let it simmer for a little bit. Our banga stew is ready. It looks so beautiful and it tastes amazing. You guys, I feel like speaking in tongues right now. I hope you guys will try out this recipe. You will feel what I am feeling right now. Yes. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Please leave your comments down below and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're new here. I would absolutely love that. Thank you guys for watching again. Compliments of the season. Merry Christmas. I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.